Way of the Warrior, your MMA show, UFC 135 this Saturday night. Jon Jones and Quentin Rampage Jackson. And on the line right now, Rampage joins us. Rampage, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am excellent. Before we get into the fight, the most important question I have for you, you've had it 6 days early. Have you finished Gears 3 yet?
No, I haven't finished. I'm still trying to finish Gears 3. I haven't finished. I'm getting pretty far. I'm almost to his dad. I hope I didn't get it away.
And I saw in the countdown last night you were playing L.A. Noire, but the other thing I picked up, what was going on with your camp? It's like the $6 million man at that muscle farm camp that you guys were doing. Talk a little bit about that training you went through.
Man, this is the hardest. This is the hardest camp I ever had. The toughest camp. But Muscle Farm got a great facility, and I just trained like a madman. I trained really hard, and those guys got some state-of-the-art machinery that I've never seen before. And they really know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? The owner used to be a pro football player, and so they really know what they're doing.
And you look like you were having fun. I know a lot of times you get a knock from the press for saying that you hate training, and you've said it yourself a couple times, but you look like, as hard as you were training, that you actually still dug it a lot.
Well, you know, even though I hate training and stuff like that, I honestly have to have fun in everything I do. So I got to make it fun. But this camp, I actually hated training less. You know, I started less than run because I never trained at a facility like that before. If I've been training at a facility like that my whole career, then training probably been fun. You know, that's why I moved into the facility because how state of the art and how great it is. So I end up liking running and training wasn't that hard. Plus, you know what the supplements that Muscle Farm has, like they got a couple of these supplements that keeps you from being sore and stuff like that. So I don't feel all the soreness and everything. So it's actually pretty good.
And speaking of having fun, you've had quite a bit of fun at Jon Jones' expense between the Spygate and everything that you've done since Kimmel. You've really kind of shown his true colors, won't you say?
Well, like I tell people, when you fake, you know what I'm saying, it's hard to keep being fake all the time. Your true colors have to come out, you know what I'm saying, sooner or later. So, I think the world just seeing him for who he is and what he's for. You know, he tried to pretend to be all humble and stuff on the camera after interviews and stuff like that. But the interviews don't last that long, you know what I'm saying? But once you do more and more interviews, and, he'll forget that, you know what I'm saying, how fake he's trying to be, and you can't hide it. Basically, what I'm trying to say.
You can't hide it, but it seems like you've even shook him. I was watching Countdown last night, and he actually thinks that it would be tougher to fight Stephan Bonnar than you, which just seems like you're clinically insane.
Yeah, I don't know why he said it. Maybe he thinks that I watch the countdown and stuff like that. So the fighters do that type of stuff, but I don't watch the countdowns. I don't care what he says or what he does. I have tunnel vision. I only have one agenda, and that's destroying Jon.
Well, you look like you're amped up to do it. UFC 135, Denver, this Saturday night. Jon Jones, Quentin Rampage Jackson. And Quentin, tell us how this fight's going to go down without giving away any secrets.
I think pretty much my game plan is just to try to just destroy him and manhandle him. Show him I got that man strength, and he's still a little boy.
Quentin, it is always a pleasure, my friend. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy the fights. We look forward to talking to you again, bud.
Thanks. It was my pleasure.
And from Rampage to Bones, Jon Bones Jones joins us. Jon, what's going on?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am excellent. How is Denver treating you?
Denver's been great, man. It's beautiful, beautiful land, man. God's country out here really is. I got a great view from my hotel, and even the hotel staff, the people at the grocery store. I'm loving it, man. It's a wonderful place, wonderful time.
UFC 135, Jon, you are taking on Quentin Rampage Jackson, who has, I don't think he said one nice word about you. What is it that you think you've done that has ired Rampage in such a way?
I just think he's nervous, man, to be honest with you. We're both nervous. It's the fight game. We're both getting ready to put our reputations, our egos, our everything on the line on national TV in front of my fans, in front of his fans. So it's a tough time for both of us, So, I think I think he knows what he's up against in me and how serious I take the sport and how much of a challenge we're going to be for each other. And I think it's messing with his head a little bit.
Does it mess with your head a little bit? I was watching Ariel Helwani and Dana White talk about this, and I found this very telling because it happens to Anderson Silva. It happens to Frankie Edgar. Once you get the belt, it seems like a lot of the universe that was with you on the rise kind of turns on you and joins the Rampage camp. Do you find that kind of happening?
Yeah, kind of, I guess it's just a lot more is expected from you when you become the champion, and that's when you realize how easy it is for people to begin to hate you, or people can start to love you more. I think a lot, just before, people didn't really pay attention to my character too much, and now that I'm the champ, every little word I say matters. So, being a 24-year-old guy who's just you, I've never gotten like celebrity training or anything like that, so I'm just being me, and a lot of people love it, and some people don't like it, and I'm okay with it. I realize that that's sport.
It's UFC 135. It is Denver, Colorado. Jon Jones taking on Quentin Rampage Jackson. How has camp been going for you leading up to this fight?
No, camp's been great, man. Honestly, the best camp I've ever had. Eating healthy, sleeping early, taking in lots of information, writing down notes on every little thing. Just focusing on the mental attitude, the psychology of what it takes to be a winner and what it takes to be great at something. Everything. I've just matured so much in this last year or so, and I feel ready in every way. I really feel as if there's nowhere else on this earth that I was meant to be this week.
We are very excited to see this fight, and the year ahead of you, as Dana White was putting it, doesn't get much easier. You get past Rampage, it looks like you may have a rematch with Shogun or Henderson in the wings and Rashad Evans. Is that even weighing into your mind at this point, or are you just totally laser-focused on Rampage?
Yeah, totally laser-focused. But, that's what happens. My mission, part one of the mission, because this fight necessarily isn't my mission. My mission is to be one of the greatest of all time. So one of my first objectives is to get past Rampage Jackson. And being the champion, you are expected to fight the absolute best. You're expected to fight the guy who's earned the status of considering himself the number one contender. So, if everyone could be a world champion at something, it would be easy.
Very humble as always, Jon Jones joining us, UFC 135 on Saturday night. Last question before I let you go. You've won the belt. You defend the belt, UFC 135. What's going to be different? What is that one going to mean to you after defending the belt that you earned in March?
Defending the belt is just going to be awesome. Like I said, it'll be completing another objective towards my ultimate goal, which is being remembered in the future. Being mentioned with names like Ali and things like that. That's far-fetched to hear from my mouth now, but
Jon, you're 13-1. Technically, if you didn't get disqualified, you'd be 14-0. I really don't think it's that unfathomable to compare you to, in 5-6 years, Muhammad Ali. So I certainly wouldn't sell yourself short, my friend.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate you having the early faith in me.
Well, I mean, you came onto the scene and literally has mowed through everybody they put in front of you. I get why it's easy to hate the champ because he's the champ and you want to root for the underdog. But if anybody's watched your fights, my friend, I think we've only seen maybe 1 or 2% of what you're capable of doing.
Oh, man, I really do appreciate that. Yeah, I'm learning every day. I think a lot of people know I first took my first martial arts class 4 years ago, and martial arts is a lifestyle. It really is a journey, and I'm just really scratching the surface of techniques and psychology and ways to prepare. So yeah, I'm excited for my future. I'm excited what's going to happen when I really get my knowledge together.
Absolutely. Jon Jones, UFC 135, taking on Quentin Rampage Jackson. Go forth and unleash your inner Bruce Lee and become water, my friend.
Thank you. If you guys have time, check me out on Twitter at Johnny Bones.
Yes, absolutely. Check you out on Twitter. Give them to him one more time.
Twitter.com/Johnny Bones, JONNY, Johnny Bones.
All right, my friend. See you Saturday night, UFC 135. Jon Bones Jones taking on Quentin Rampage Jackson. Be good, my friend.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Take care.